How's it going, my lovely viewers? Today I am going to show you an actual OP strategy for the Bananza game mode. Turns out I have been doing it wrong all this time, thinking farms were OP as shit since you can get a 4th tier up by round 10 at the latest. But no, with this new strategy you shouldn't have to worry about ducking it out late game, and will overall net you a high winning percentage, with a few losses being against either a really good player, which is rare to encounter, or someone using the exact same strategy as you. So what does this strategy consist of doing? Basically, spamming COBRAs, and that's it really. You'll start off by spamming 10 COBRAs, whose wired funds upgrades will give you $160 per round. This adds up quickly. By round 6 or so you should have at least 15 COBRAs and making over 2k per round. If they send Bloon Eco, it's probably a good idea to place some towers to deal with them, as the COBRA isn't good at dealing with large masses of Bloons. Alright, once it's about round 7 or 8 or so, you want to start upgrading all your COBRAs to have the Bloon adjustment upgrade. It was just recently nerfed to have a price increase from 300 to 500, so it stings, but money is definitely not a problem on this game mode. So do that, and all of a sudden your opponent will be swarmed with combo regrow Bloons, possibly throwing them off guard while they are too busy farming. Luckily for this guy, he acted quick and got a Super Monkey fan club up while still getting a 4-2 farm, so it looks like he should be set, right? Perhaps, he's setting up a hell of a lot of juggernauts, which seem to be handling the massive amounts of COBRA ceramics pretty well. But wait for it, what happens next may surprise you quite a bit. It's round 14, the round I like to call the round of death when using this COBRA strategy. The opponent will be swarmed with an insanely massive combo Regan ceramic rush, that not even a defense like what this guy has can defend it. And boom, would you look at that, victory. I counted 12 juggernauts, all of which were monkey boosted, but the Bloons still overwhelmed him. You don't really need much skill or effort to execute this strategy either, so if you're not yet convinced how OP this strategy is, well, how about we watch a few more games with this strategy? We got a special guest for this next video, Candy Sun on the game track, and trust me, just from his win-loss record you can tell he's a really good player. I use him as a test subject to see if he can handle said strategy. It's a tough map to do it on, but they don't get the best battles player status for nothing. So yeah, before we jump to conclusions, let me just say this is not an invincible strategy. There are most definitely a few counters to this, the first being if you're playing on a really long track, such as Battle Park or Pumpkin Patch, the map the first game was played on earlier. On those maps you could probably get enough farms and defense up to defend all the early game Bloon adjustments. You will see some examples of how to counter it later on in the video. And if you manage to pass the round of death, it pretty much means you can defend any amount of Bloons and the victory will most likely be yours, granted you choose some late game towers. That's because if you use said COBRA strategy, you are sacrificing a whole tower slot, giving you only 2 spots left to work with. And generally you'd want to end the game before round 15, so you won't be picking late game towers, but you could if the Bloon adjustment backfires. But what am I saying? Farm users also give up a tower slot too, so it's pretty even footing. For this test game I went with Boomerang and Village as my 2 other towers, as it can handle pretty much anything my opponent sends out early game, so there's no need to worry about a counter rush. But I would definitely be screwed if Candy Sun did manage to hold the Bloons off, which he clearly didn't do to the round of death. GG to him, but now we'll try this again on the same map, but him using a different strategy. He brought farms this time, so let's see how that goes. Now at this point we are probably all wondering where did this strategy originate from? And nobody knows. What I do know though is that this person Lucky Locky, who is part of the Ninja Kiwi team, spammed hundreds upon hundreds of games with this strategy with a 90% win rate or something, which is pretty OP if you ask me. Because I'm a nice guy, he has a YouTube channel, so I'll link that in the description if you want to check him out. I'll add Candy Sons too for the sake of not being biased. That's pretty much all I have to say for this video. Best of luck in the fields of justice. But if this strategy isn't patched yet by the time this video comes out, I'm willing to bet that you're going to see a lot of COBRA versus COBRA in Bananza, and when that happens it's likely all down to 50-50 as to who takes the victory. As always, drop a like or subscription down below to show your support, and to catch any future videos that I will share. Thanks for watching, and have a sweet day.